What is up, YouTube? Ladies and gentlemen, cats, fish, dogs, fucking crab people, man, bear, pig, everybody listening. Disclaimer, first off, don't drink and drive. Don't do drugs and drive. Don't even smoke weed and fucking drive, because it can fuck up your judgment, alright? So, this story took place when I was 16, a little while ago. About a few years ago. Anyway, I get a message from a buddy. I didn't have shit to do. And he's like, hey, come over and get drunk. Bet, man, I'll be over. Come pick me up. He had a car. So he came down and he picked me up. And we went to his house. And he's like, oh, my mom's gone. My dad's gone. We got the whole house to ourselves overnight, boys. We're getting fucked up tonight. Right? But, all jokes aside, we were drinking. And we drank about a quart between us, right? And I spark up a joint. And as we're smoking this joint, I hear, what the fuck? John, get the fuck out. Take your friend and get the fuck out. You're not allowed to be smoking that shit in my fucking house. And she's just red, man. She's pissed. And so, of course, we put out the joint, we grab the rest of the booze, and we leave. Now, we're in the middle of the country. There's nowhere to go, nothing to do. And my buddy had his car. He had a couple cars. So, we decide to take his Sunfire. Piece of shit fucking vehicle. No brakes on it, no safety inspection, nothing. Alright? So, we get in this vehicle, and he goes, you drive. I'm going to give you this fucking thing. I said, man, I can't drive standard. He's like, okay. He goes, let's go up to the Superstore parking lot, right? And I'll teach you how to drive up there. I was like, all right, man, let's go. So I hop in passenger seat. He hops behind the wheel. And we're driving. Now, this man absolutely took off. He was driving that fucking thing like he stole it. We were probably in fourth gear, about a quarter of a kilometer from my house. Not my house, my buddy's house. But, yeah, we were doing about 150 to 180, easily. And, I was like, hey, man, you may want to slow down. This car's got no fucking brakes. He's like, we're all good. All of a sudden, he drifts around a turn, and he holds me back with one arm and yells, hold the fuck on! And I grabbed the holy fuck handle, and I'm praying to all kinds of gods. Gods I didn't even know fucking existed, But anyway, he tries to hold me back. We end up jumping, off this cliff thing into the woods. Like a rock pile. It was kind of like a cliff. And we went through this tree that was, it was about as big around as my head. Probably a lot more than that. Probably a lot bigger. But we went through this tree, and we both passed out, okay? I wake up first, and I have no idea how long we were out. I didn't even know where we were, because of shock, right? But I look over at my friend, and he's unconscious. He's bleeding from the face. He's unconscious. His nose is all fucked up. And I'm trying to wake him up. I'm like, hey, bud, wake up. And he's not waking up. So, I didn't know what to do. And I didn't even know we were in a car accident. Shock will do that to a person. So, excuse me. So, I hit him. I shouldn't have did it, but I hit him. I hit him in the face. I gave him a little backhander. Little pimp slap, if you will. And he wakes up. And I said, man, what the fuck happened? What do we do? And he says, I don't know. He says, call 911. Now, my buddy was in a little bit of law trouble at the time, so I didn't want to call 911. But, I didn't know what the hell was even happened, I had to call 911. So, I pick up my new phone that I got literally the day before, and I realized this phone's not going to let me call anybody on it, because it's been in the shape of a U, right? It's completely fucked up, the screen's cracked, so I realized I gotta walk. So I walk out of the woods that we're in, over the cliff, and I'm on the side of the road. And I'm realizing, like, man, my back really hurts. My back is fucking feeling terrible. So I walk about 200 feet. And then I fall. I can't move. I have no feeling in my legs. So I'm like, oh, this is just fucking great, you know? After that, somebody who I went to school with at the time, him and his parents, they seen me. And they're like, are you drunk again, man? Like, I used to get drunk and walk around. I mean, we all have done it. I'm like, yeah, I'm drunk, but man, look. And I pointed into the woods. And he goes, well, get up, man. You're on the side of the road. I said, man, I can't feel my legs. You guys got to call an ambulance. So they called an ambulance. And while we're waiting, I remember the whole time, I'm asking my buddy for a cigarette. Right in front of his mom. Keep in mind, his mom does not know that he smokes. So he's like, no, I don't have any cigarettes, man. Like, what are you talking about? I was like, man, we smoked together yesterday. Like, what are you saying? Give me a fucking smoke. And, yeah, his mom must have found out that day that he smokes. But, we get an ambulance, and, fire department had to actually haul my buddy out of the car. Like, his seatbelt got jammed up. I wasn't fucking wearing one, but his seatbelt was all, like, jammed up and stuff. I remember the impact, we hit so hard, my boots were nowhere to be found that were on my feet, right? And I looked at the car, like, as I'm being loaded up on a stretcher, and the car is in the shape of a horseshoe. Now, this is bullshit because horseshoes are supposed to be good fucking luck, you know? Like, wow, man. But we definitely had a horseshoe or a four-leaf clover up our ass that day. You know, this could have went way worse. You know, don't drink and drive. Don't do drugs and drive. Just don't do it. So we get to the hospital, and pain really hit me. Pain really hit me at that time. And they do x-rays, and sure enough, I broke a couple of my discs in my back, and I fractured my spine to the point where it almost needed pins. So I walked about 200 feet trying to help my friend with a broken fucking spine. Now, badass alert. I've never felt like more of a badass in that moment, man. Like, it was pretty crazy, you know? But, anyway, have a gorgeous, beautiful, magnificent day. Peace and love. Oh, also, if you park in a handicapped parking spot, you're probably a piece of shit. I just thought I'd add that in there. Anyway, have a good one.
Viewfinder. Image. Stop recording video.